Welcome, everybody. At this time, I'd like to call to order the May 14th, 2025 regular city council meeting to order.
Mayor David Romero.
Here.
Councilor Marvin Martinez.
Present.
Councilor Barbara Casey.
Here.
Councilor Michael Montoya.
Present.
Councilor David Ulivari.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We do have a quorum.
I know we have one of the players, Mr. Brian, am I sure, right? Lead us in the pledge. Brian Rubin. Go ahead.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United
United
States
States
of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Ulivari, a moment of silence.
Just a moment, as I saw some of our residents that has passed away, some real close friends of ours. And for all the city staff that are working hard to keep this municipality going. We do have a lot of work getting done, little by little, but thank you all. Amen.
Thank you, Councilor.
Mr. Mayor, approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
A motion by Councilor Casey. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Martinez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it.
Moving on to public input. We have no public input this evening. Moving to our mayor's appointments, reports, and recognitions and proclamations. Mr. Mayor?
Okay. This time I'd like to call, I know I have Coach Adam Bustos and Coach Rubin here in the audience. I know last month it was difficult to get you guys all here. And again, I think when we head towards the end of the school year, it becomes more difficult. But at this time, we'd like to acknowledge the state championship that you brought to our community. I do want to acknowledge, I know you guys overcame a lot of things throughout the season, but at the end of the day, your kids all came together and, they represented the city of Las Vegas with dignity and pride, and we're here to basically thank you guys, because you guys did a good job. So at this time, I know we don't have too many players. I think I got the so I'll go ahead and Coach Bustos, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and give you and Coach Rubin your certificates. It's a certificate of resignation. Robertson High School Cardinals.
Recognition.
No, I'm sorry. Recognition. Robertson High School Cardinals Class 3A state champions. I'll just go through them real quick. Brian Rubin.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
That's all it is. John Watts. Congratulations.
What's the other one's name?
Nathaniel, right?
Maybe stuck to another one, maybe.
What I'll do, Coach, is I'll just name him, that way they get recognized. So we have Aaron Doss. Brennan Deisler, did I say that right? Brian Lucero. David Lutalo. Diego Mays. George Smith. Isaiah Medina. Jesse James Gonzalez. Marcus Montoya. Michael Marr. Nathan Gonzalez.
That's the underneath.
Yeah. Nathaniel Gonzalez.
Here it comes.
We got Coach Adam Bustos.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Coach Jamarcus Trujillo,
Good job. Proud of you.
Coach Francisco Arguello,
Good job.
Coach Antonio Arguello, statistician Joe Castillo, and Coach Tony Rubin. There you go, and then I'll get you.
Keep that way too up there.
Yeah.
Good job. Congratulations.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you. Officers, if you want to say anything?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Martinez?
I'd like to say thank you guys for representing our community. And a big thanks to the parents that have taken their kids every day to practice and making sure that they get there and get home safely. And you guys are the coaches that make sure that happens. So we appreciate that. Thanks again for the ability to show your true colors and win that state tournament. So thank you very much.
Councilor Casey?
I want to commend the coaches and the students who participate in sports. They represent our community well, and the coaches are very dedicated people who care about the kids, and I want to thank them for their special work with the students, and also to thank the students for giving it their all and making Las Vegas shine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilor Casey.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilor?
Yeah, you know, I didn't have no doubts. Look at the coaching. We got a big star from West Las Vegas and a big star from Wagon Mountain, New Mexico. You know, there were big stars in their times, and now they're helping others, and the good leadership goes a long ways. And to the kids and to your school, you know, once a champ, always a champ. I've always said that. And you will be champions in life. Mark my words. And thanks to your teachers, your parents, the community that supported you along the way. It's not an easy task or a cheap task, but it's well worth it for us to come and see this. And thank you for representing our community well. Thank you. Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor. Well, the only thing I can say is I have a son that's a coach, and he works very hard, and I want to thank you guys for doing what you're doing. You work with the kids, those very special kids, all of them. Our parents, the parents take a lot of work to have the kids out there working out and playing with you guys, and you guys work hard for what you do. Thank you for all the hard work.
Thanks, Councilor. You agree. If I may, Jesse, so again, thank you for having us here today. I apologize we couldn't get everyone here, but these guys stay busy. I think last time we had it, I think Nathaniel was in Texas at that point, you know, so kind of flips. We have some guys at Dream Makers, we have some kids at state baseball. We got an 8th grader at the prom. So they stay busy and they stay engaged, and I think that's actually pretty important. You know, I always tell these guys is, you know, it's not just basketball. Like, get out there and do something. You know, do anything. Just go do something, and you know, and they do. They stay active, and you know, they're a good group of kids. They're resilient. They're strong. You know, they you know, we didn't always you know, just like anything, we didn't always get along. We didn't always see eye to eye, but we all always had the same goal. You know, and I think that was important for us. So again, just wanted to say thank you for having us here. We really appreciate it. We did get a team photo that we wanted to give you guys. So, you know, on behalf of the team, we wanted to present this. You know, if you wanted to hang it up somewhere or anywhere, you know, it'd be great. But again, thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach.
Great.
Thank you.
And just one last thing, let's go for 2 guys back to back. And I hope,
Yeah.
Coach
Thank you.
Bustos sticks around and gets that done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, do you have a report?
far as the report, it's been an interesting, interesting couple weeks, couple of things coming up. I know that myself, the acting managers are meeting with this Friday, along with the county, Highlands and Luna. We're meeting on a company that wants to come into our community. So hopefully that is something beneficial. Hopefully we can convince them that Las Vegas is a place for them to do business. I think that's going to be something big. As far as that, I'll just go ahead and, I know the city managers will have some things in their reports, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moving on to our councilors' reports.
Mr. Mayor.
Counselor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I know we will have our city manager with us for now, but Mr. Lopez, on Lopez Street, I know they're working on, I don't know if he's over there, I think so. Yeah, they're working on Lopez Street. Are they doing water lines or?
Gas line replacement.
What's going on is that they opened a big old ditch and we had some rain, real bad rain last weekend, and it's kind of been a lot of potholes in there. I don't know if your contractors telling you guys that they're gonna open the hole and kind of resurface it, or I know they're gonna resurface it, but they're gonna put some gravel because right now it's really bumpy and there's some complaints coming out of there, And I don't know how much time it's gonna take to get that done.
We'll look into that for you, sir. Look into that right away as soon as tomorrow. The project's actually gonna be ongoing until they reach the Porter Hot Springs section.
Okay. And we have some concerns here on the west side, on the east side, on the street that Pacheco Construction's working on, right there by Gamble's, that street. How long is that gonna take, Mr. Lopez?
So they're working on the intersection of Seventh Street now. So as soon as they finish that intersection, prep it for base course, it'll be laid and then paved shortly after that. So we're hoping, weather permitting, that within a month we should complete that project.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah. To our interim city managers, I don't know, but we're lacking crosswalks, and I mentioned this last month. We're lacking the ones on Legion and next to Hannah Park and over on 7th Street and on Collins. And now Mountain View is not completely done, but we are going to need some crosswalks there too, painted. That's a busy area of my ward, so I know that we're lacking crosswalks all over town. And it's a safety issue. And, we need to start getting prepared for the fiestas early and start, because there's a lot of them to be painted. So just a note on there. Thank you.
Counselor, or I don't know if, Chief, I don't know if you had something, or I know these guys were looking into something. Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor and council, if I may. So currently we started painting crosswalks a couple of days ago. We're on the west side painting there. But I'm coming to mayor and council next week. I'm gonna do request a agenda item for permission to utilize some city monies to apply the new type of material that they're utilizing on these crosswalks, which lasts a lot longer. It's a vinyl type application. It's a heated application. We have already cost estimate per square foot, and we're gonna come, for permission to utilize, something like $100,000 to address all those crosswalks. It's expensive, but it's a nice application, so that'll be coming up. We're working on them, sir.
$100,000?
Yeah, it's expensive. It's $12 a square foot for that application, but it lasts. We paint them and like literally 2 weeks later, the paint, and I've checked with DOT if there's any other paint that they recommend, so we could utilize that lasts longer, and there's not, and.
I understand. I used to install those in the DOT on Grand Avenue. Are those gonna be embedded?
Yeah, so it's a heated material, and then it's sprayed on and applied, so
it's
it
embedded?
penetrates, yeah, and it's thick,
Because
it's durable.
the first year that we put them on, the blades and the plows went over them, and there went all the crosswalks.
Yeah.
So they need to be embedded.
Yeah, this is different. The ones that you guys probably used was an actual vinyl tape that you put down. So it wouldn't like penetrate its stay surface.
Yeah.
This one actually penetrates into the pores.
Yeah, we went with those afterwards, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a new type of material. Supposedly it's durable,
All right,
but we are working on it, sir.
all right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Councillor Casey?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Lopez, this is for you too.
Okay, I'll stay.
You're the most popular guy tonight.
Gee, I guess, you're picking on me now. It's okay.
Right in front of Rogers Funeral Home, there's that ditch that was dug up, and it's a huge dip. And I've received numerous phone calls from people that go to, visit their loved ones at the funeral home, or they take that street Reynolds to go to the Lowe's supermarket or Starbucks, and you can see the cars all going like this, and it would be so nice if it could be filled and tamped down so that it doesn't continue to just grow bigger and deeper, so that people don't, destroy their cars or, get a flat tire or whatever from hitting that bump so hard.
Thank you for that concern, and I'll have it addressed immediately.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Councillor Martinez?
Mr. Mayor, no, I just wanted to let the public know a word of caution to be aware of the construction zones and sites in our community. A lot of times what happens is people get out there and start working, and then they don't know the street's closed, they have to go around, they get frustrated. Be patient, because our people are working out there, not only our people, but our contractors. This is happening on University, there's other projects within the town, but there's gas work, there's water work. Amanda does do a good job of putting out PSA. So that PSA is important to people to read and understand. But the Crestone Circle's another one, big project that we got going on. Just be patient. There's a lot of activity going on out there. But that means that we're doing something in our community. So, again, thank you for being patient with us. Mr. Mayor, go ahead.
Yeah.
Councilman Olivari?
Mr. Lopez, I just forgot something. I want to thank your staff. I know that you got DOT and some of the city staff working on the striping. And from my opinion, I think it's a little late because, usually we start school like in March. And, but they're doing some striping and it looks very good. So maybe, I don't know if you need to work with your staff and see if you could get them to do it before the school season starts, but, it looks very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Mayor, our next agenda is City Manager's Report. We have our co-acting city managers. I'll turn it over to Mr. Caleb Marquez and Mr. Lucas Marquez.
Good evening, Mayor Council. Thank you, guys. We didn't prepare a slideshow or anything, but we just kind of wanted to go through a few things that we've been working on in the last couple of weeks. Of course, we started with the transition, and we had a good few days to get transition over, and then that following Monday, we kind of hit the ground running. Some of the things that we've been working on, we've had multiple meetings about the filter bed project at the water treatment plant. It sounds like we have a good direction to go now. Decisions were made yesterday to replace those filter beds and get those in as soon as possible. I know Travis Martinez is working hard on getting that timeline established and with the vendors and funding from Morris. And just thank you, everybody, because I know that that's been a big concern, but it's been a lot of meetings to get that accomplished these last couple weeks as well. We also worked on the RFPs for the debris removal. Those were published today, so hopefully we could get a good turnaround on that, and we could get some contractors on contract for us for the debris removal for the Gambia baskets and the issues that we do face up there in the water treatment plant area. Lucas and I also did a walk around at the water treatment plant to kind of just get familiar. I know Lucas hadn't really been there too much. Travis has probably tried to see me up there, but we did get a good tour in and went up to the diversion dam and got some pictures of the debris that's gathering up there in the river area and what areas to address. I don't know if you have any more.
Definitely. Also, we did also go through with what's called a brownfield study. Certain properties in town that need to get some cleanup, so they're going to be doing some probing in city-owned properties to see if they need any type of cleanup. It's going to be free for us, so they'll be doing that. We met with them. Again, I did get a chance to go back up to the water treatment center. I hadn't been there in quite a while, and was fortunate enough to catch some good pictures of the debris that is gathering up there. We're really fortunate that the water's maintained with us, and they held steady. They kept us up late nights just thinking about it, making sure everything was okay. But our fire department right away reacted to the overflowings of the water. We've dealt with just making sure that people aren't going to be driving through these areas. Lots of meetings that have been going on, lots of different things intertwining within the city of Las Vegas, but great decisions were made with these filter beds, and it looks like we're going to be moving forward with a good plan.
We also have been meeting with finance. Morris is pretty much ready to bring you guys a budget here pretty soon. He's had a lot of work that needed to get done in a short amount of time. So thank you to Morris and for the meetings as well and keeping us up to date. We also had a meeting with Robert Archuleta and see where we're at with our projects for our grant funding and capital outlay. We're looking pretty good, and there was some adjustments that we had to make and some last minute funds to spend, but it looks like we're going to be on track to hopefully getting those expenditures by the time those expire. Some of them do expire October, June, July. So we did do a follow-up, and we know more or less where we're at and what needs to be completed on those projects, and also meeting with the managers and directors on some of those projects and kind of getting a more or less of a date that we could expect to close out on those, especially at Padilla Park and the upcoming work that's going to be done.
We've also kept up the meetings with the directors, the department directors, so we're meeting with them as much as we can, just to make sure everything's okay within their departments. So we're trying to keep the boat flowing. It's going good. It's really good out there right now.
And then I think the last big thing that we worked on is our union contract negotiations. We did have 2 unions closed out. So we've been, Ms. Consuelo and HR and finance, and thank you to everybody in there to getting these closed out, and they're at the attorney for approval. We've gotten some back. So those are major accomplishments to get done too as well. So those should be coming up for the next council meeting, hopefully. But other than that, it's been kind of hit the ground running and don't stop. So.
One thing I can say is that, there's some really strong directors and really strong leadership in the roles that they're at, and the departments look like they're functioning very well. So a lot of kudos to the directors and the managers.
And I just want to also add, I know Deb's here in the audience, and I know a couple of you guys have asked about an update with FEMA. So next week we will, in our agenda, have an update with Deb. I know I had an opportunity to get finance and Deb and everybody kind of on the same page at least, or at least looking in the same direction. So I think that was, something that I felt, something that was moving forward. So next week Deb will give an update on the FEMA stuff. All right. So, is there any questions?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Martinez?
I just want to say thanks, for yourself, Lucas, and of course, Chief Marcus for stepping up and holding down the fort, because, without a city manager at this point, everything that needs to take place needs direction, and, it needs oversight, and you guys have been that, so I do appreciate it. Sometimes it's oversight, we take you away from something, it puts your departments probably a little bit behind. So I just want to say thank you for taking care of business.
Thank you, sir.
I think that pretty much goes for all of us. We appreciate you very much.
We appreciate the opportunity as well.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, moving on to our next item, presentations. Not to exceed 10 to 15 minutes. We have one presentation by Travis Martinez giving an update on the Peterson Dam project.
I'm just gonna leave this up here because I think I'll be up here all night. Mayor, council, city managers, Cassandra. Okay. So right now with the update for the Peterson Dam projects, everybody has been provided some financials, progress to date, and upcoming project milestones that we have for this project. The financial summary so far, totally funded amounts for phase 1, 2, 3, and 4A is $3,139,909.29. Phase 3 has been funded for $2,530,855. Total invoice for phase 3 as of April 11, 2025 has been $98,043.71. Percentage of phase 3 funding spent has only been 4% of the total costs. The project progress overall is only approximately between 5 to 10%. Right now, the final design site visit is being conducted February 25th to the 26th, and this is involving key members across multiple technical disciplines on the geographical studies that are ongoing. So right now, recent and ongoing activities with the geotechnical work is there's being some geotechnical field work and safe work plans have been developed and approved by New Mexico State Office of the Engineer. The drilling investigation schedule has begun on the 28th, and due to the fact of the rain, it's kind of slowed a little bit of the progress, but there's still backup out there. And we are hoping that it'll be completed first week of June due to the fact that we just had some rain. What they're doing out there is they're just taking core samples. They're doing for their geotechnical surveys, so that way they can complete the design. Test hole locations include left and right abutments of the foundation of the toe and the inactive fault zones. The design and technical development, it's establishing the technical criteria in compliance with the state and federal guidelines, implementation of structure stability and analysis, supporting the concrete arch dam design, the development of mechanical pumping and valving layouts, evaluation of existing electrical infrastructures to support the new dam and systems. There is also the hydrology and environmental compliance, the review and update of the flood hydrology to reflect post-fire and runoff and soil conditions. There's an assessment from previous U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Section 404 permit conditions for current applicability. There's coordination with the county floodplain administrator for Comore, conditional letter of maps revision, the planning and compliance zones. There's coordination meetings held between AECOM, the city, and the state engineer's office. And there's ongoing administrative activities, including project setups, financial management, and invoice. We're making sure that all the financial and everything is copacetic. The next steps, of course, like we said, that the drilling has already been done. We're continuing the final design development to integrate the geotechnical findings. So when they're done with their core samples, they'll be able to send those in for their geotechnical studies, and that'll be the next part of the plan and design, which will lead us to the 30%. And of course, there's advanced environmental permitting with Comore coordination efforts, and I'll come back again with another update schedule and project projections following the completion of the drilling phases. And I got a little bit of notes here because this was asked by the utility committee. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read them real quick. The dam, the selection of the dam, and I know Mr. Montoya had asked about this the last time too. So the reason that the arch dam was selected was based to the practicality of geographical studies. The dam has been heightened an extra 10 feet vertically, resulting in an extra 100 acre feet. So right now the dam is 217 and it'll increase it to 317 acre feet. And that is due to the inactive fault lines. So
The project has been expedited the project originally was scheduled for 2 years, but we've been able to expedite it for 1 year. And right now, hopefully, with the way that everything is going between AECom, the City of Las Vegas, and State Engineer's Office, we're estimated completion date in late November of 2025. But like I said, that's based on plan, design, submission, and if there's anything else that's expected from State Engineer's Office. But we do have a rough time of late November
25
2025 this year.
this year?
Yes, sir. No, this is just to finish the final design. This isn't construction.
The design is for November 25th.
That's an estimated time of it to be 100% complete.
Isn't that too short of a time?
Well, usually this project takes 2 years. But since we've had the fires, the flooding, everything, we've worked with AECom to see how fast we can expedite this process. So they have people working extra hard, I guess you could say, because we went from a 2-year project to get it done hopefully within 1 year.
That's 6 months.
Yes, sir. Well, we've already started since, I believe I brought it to you back in November of last year for the allocation of the $3 million to get the project started.
I didn't know they could do it in such a short time period.
Like I said, originally these plans usually take 2 years, but we've been able to work with them, so we're kind of expediting the process.
Can you give us a breakdown on the $3 million on the funding? Where, the sources of it?
You want a breakdown of the 3 million? So altogether, right now, phase 1, 2, and 3, well, 1 and 2, I'm gonna have to, 1 and 2 were $1.5 million, I guess. I'll have to break that down to get you the equal numbers on it so that way I can itemize it. But right now, total phase is funded for the 2.5.
But there was 3 different fundings, right?
Yes, sir.
And they were from where, each one?
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Capital outlay.
Well,
That's
some
where
of
the
that is
2.5 came from.
Okay. And, when will they have a breakdown for us? End of, like a layout as far as date and of the plan and design completed, 100%. And then starting point, and then what happens in between and the end of it, when it's done.
So right now I'll
Do you
have,
some kind of a schedule, some kind of a, like the scope of work, when they're gonna be doing what? And when are we gonna be emptying out the reservoir? And when is it gonna be filling it back up? That kind of thing.
so right now, I brought the schedule last time for the schedule for the plan and design. So right now we gotta get the plan and design complete before we could move forward with the construction. Because once we move into the construction phase, then that will give us the schedule for tearing it down and doing what you're asking for that time of timeline. I can ask him to give an estimated timeline, but they won't give nothing depending on what the design comes forward on. So the more complete the design is, the more clearer we have a picture of what's gonna take place.
And everything's being cleared through the state engineer's office to this point, or?
Yes, sir.
Are we waiting on permits or on anything else?
No, so far everything's been cleared through the state engineer's office.
Okay. Well, this is good news for us and for our citizens and for the future of Vegas. I mean, this is something that's, been awaiting since what, 1912, when it was built?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean,
You want me to save that big old block that we have on top of the dam that says
yeah,
the 1912, and we could put it over here in front of City Hall?
yeah, you should save that, and we'll save it as a.
Well, we had a,
Our next new city hall.
we actually had a meeting out there a while back last year, and we had some contractors come and, actually, the contractor that built the dam, of course, the owner wasn't alive anymore, but his family took over, and they came back, and they didn't bid on the job or nothing. They just wanted to come and see the dam, but they were asking for that that part, and I told him, well, you're gonna have a tough time fighting one of the council members.
So Trav, just to be clear, this is only for the design. By November, we'll have that.
Final
the
design.
documents. Yeah.
It's estimated.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying estimated is because it still has to go through state engineer's office.
Okay. But as far as the first phase, because the last time I remember an update, it was still at the state engineer's office, the preliminary
Yes.
design, so all that's.
All of it's
back
already
in
done,
there.
and we're already into the design now.
Okay, and then I know the other question that, and I know this probably relates to what Deb is doing for us, is the design right now, and I think it was here in your notes, but I just want to make sure that the design will include what we experienced in June of last year. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That-
So
That's
as a-
taken into consideration?
Yes, sir. So as a matter of fact, 2 months ago, I had met with AECom to come down, so that way they can do kind of a survey, give us a task order. So that way they can come down here and do some preliminaries for the levee system that'll accommodate the new dam, because of course, we're gonna be increasing capacity. And Deborah, today with Ms. Salter, we actually met on that, so AECom is working on the 2 task orders to get it to me, so that way Deborah can use it for her side for the FEMA part.
We just met with FEMA a week and a half ago, and I know that was one of the things she was requesting is what the cost would be, so she could put that as a project. Am I correct, Deb? Okay, so all that's, you've already,
Yeah, we kind of have an estimated timeline of things.
okay.
Unfortunately, it's, like, these kind of things take a minute, so we're trying to push it as fast as we can.
Thank you. That's good news. Counselor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Travis, can you give us a little bit of update? I know it's not in the agenda, but on the treatment plant, how are we doing the treatment plant? Is it running?
So right now, I sent the update to the city managers, but right now we are 97% full on all storages. 97% full, basically meaning potable drinking water and all of our storage units. Cabin site, Luna and Valencia. And right now the plant is running, I guess you could say we're producing 100% on 50% of the plant. Thanks to the city managers working with me and stuff, we were able to make some decisive decisions and move forward on getting the rest of the filter beds updated. So right now, yes, we are producing water and we are running at 100% at
Thank you. I just
50%.
kind of wanted to know a little bit what's going on. And
Yes,
because
sir.
we had some crisis back 3-4 months ago.
We actually got past everything with the Drinking Water Bureau. That's part of the investigation is complete, so we are back up and running and we are back to normal, somewhat normalcy.
And back to the agenda on the dam. I don't know if you guys have questions or? Okay.
And if you guys, I'll take a thing out of Dave's book. If you guys want to go see them drilling, you guys can let me know. And take a cruise back there and you can see them take the core samples out of the ground. It's a pretty awesome experience to see.
Thank you, Travis.
Good report, thank you.
No problem.
Mr. Mayor, moving on to approval of minutes for April 16th and April 29th, 2025.
Mayor, I move approval of the minutes for April 16th and April 29th. They were minimal typographical errors.
A motion by Counselor Casey. Second. Second.
Quick question, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, on the first set of minutes, April 16th, 2024.
That was corrected.
That was corrected. I don't have a correct copy, but
And my copy says that, but I sent it in for corrections and the corrections say April 2025.
all right. And then on page 3, just to catch up on this, Mayor Romero asked for an estimate time frame in what the city would receive the report, and we're talking about the water investigation report. And at that time, City Manager Montgomery advised that he intended to report it on the first council meeting in May. And I just want to make a note on that we still haven't heard from that investigation. And I'll leave it at that.
So Counselor, it's on the agenda. It's on the agenda.
for tonight.
And then, on April 29, 2025, on page 3, item number 1, paragraph number 3, Councilman Montoya advised that a family member of his was employed by AMR. Instead of advice, it should be disclosed. Okay? That's all I got with, if you can amend that with your motion and your second.
So I have a first and a second. Counselor, if you want to make your amendment into an actual motion,
No, I
because I
asked-
don't know. Yeah,
no,
I know you
for-
asked him, but I haven't heard.
I asked for a friendly amendment to make the adjustment.
That's fine, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Roll call.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Martinez. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries. Moving on to our consent agenda, if I may read the 2 items into the record. Our first item is request approval of addendum number 2 to contract 397223 with Arthur Regional Landfill Incorporated for solid waste tipping fees. And item 2, request approval of addendum number 1 to contract 409324 with Parsons Lawn and Landscaping Incorporated for lawn and ground maintenance.
Mr. Mayor, I
Entertain a
move
motion.
approval of the consent agenda items, both 1 and 2.
Motion by Counselor Casey, second by Councilman Olivari.
Mr. Mayor.
Discussion.
Just question on contract number 2397.
On consent, can we have discussion?
You can have
No
discussion
questions
on
or
every
discussion,
item.
no. You have to pull it off the consent agenda to a business item when you're going to have questions and discussion.
Unless, Counselor, you just, clarification, is that what you're?
Yeah, I just want to ask, see if there was an increase in rates at all.
No increase.
No, thank you.
Roll call.
That's it.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Olivari. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries. Moving on to our business items. Our first item, request approval to award request for proposals number 2024-23 for concrete work services to Magnum Welding and Construction, Northeastern Construction, GM Emulsion, and JJ and Sons Excavation, and enter into contracts. We have our Water Director, Mr. Travis Martinez.
Mr. Mayor,
Counselor?
I'll make a motion to approve award RFP number 2024-23 for concrete work services to Magnum Welding and Construction, Northeastern Construction, GM Emotions, and JJ and Sons Excavating.
Motion by Councilman Montoya, second by Councilor Martinez. Discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I just have a quick question. Are these on an as-needed basis?
Yes, ma'am, on call.
Okay, thank you.
Question, Mr. Mayor?
Counselor?
So we have, what we always wanted to have is 5 contractors that can work in different areas of town and can do different kind of work.
Yes, sir.
Your bidding process will eliminate or will work towards a high bidder or the lowest bidder.
So right now it's, yes.
Okay.
It'll be based off of who scored the highest to the lowest.
Okay,
And it's a citywide contract, so every department within the city will be able to utilize whichever contractor
okay.
is needed at that time.
And really, it's more for, in general, for public use, not for departments,
Yes, sir.
for building and grounds and stuff like that,
Yes, sir. Whichever type of concrete work that it's based on the proposal. Yes, sir.
for the public.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And my only concern with this was to mayor and council, and I'll throw this out there. I don't know if something like this should have a cap to it, or I don't know if this should be a contract RFP till December, and let the new administration handle it from there on instead of a year. So I'll leave that up for discussion. because the way it goes is the contractor that can give more leeway is the one that's gonna make more money. And one contractor can make $1 million and one contractor can make $50. So I don't know how,
Oh.
maybe you can explain that a little bit.
So when you're talking about the cap, basically it is a task order based off of the contract. So for me personal, for my divisions, if we have, let's just say, open cuts for water leaks, anything like that, even with gas department, we have to go fix the sidewalks, we have to fix anything with that. We develop a scope of work. We ask them, can you please give us your price range? Once we get that price range, that's where it's not to exceed the exceedance of what we give them. So if the job costs $5,000, it's not to exceed the $5,000 unless there's scope change, which usually I'm not one to do that. It's usually we establish a scope of work, we get the pretty much quote from them, even though they're on contract, it's still a quote. If we want to utilize them, then the task order will not exceed what they have quoted on. And then from there, we give them a PO, they do the work, they get paid out, and then they move to the next project. Now, one project can cost $5,000, another project can cost $10,000. Now, when you talk about that, it's dependent on the facility's budget. Whatever department has budgeted for it, that's up to the director to make that call. It's also up to the director or the project manager to make the call of the scope of work. So the bigger the scope of work, the more expensive it gets. The smaller the scope of work, the cheaper it is.
Okay.
So basically, everything is capped on the task order based off of the contract and their quotes that they're given.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.
So right now, as the motion was made, it's approving this as is. So I have a first and a second. Roll call.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Montoya, second by Counselor Martinez. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries. Moving on to our second item, request approval to award request for proposal 2024-22 for access control and camera system services to Next Level, Camnet Incorporated, and Albuquerque Cabling, and enter into contracts. Mr. Martinez.
Mayor, council, again, this was a contract to help IT with access control and cameras, along with integrations. I myself or my staff helped out IT division do this, and they're the ones, these vendors are the ones that they recommended.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the RFP 2024-2022 for access control and camera system services to Next Level, Camnet Incorporated, and Albuquerque Cabling, and enter into
I
contract.
have a motion by Counselor Casey. Do I have a second?
Mr. Mayor,
Second by Councilman Montoya.
question.
Discussion.
Chief, does this include cameras for your department?
I'm not too sure, but I think it is a contract open to citywide, but it's something that we've taken care of in the last couple of years, so.
It's a citywide thing. If PD does want to utilize them, they can. I know they have their own regulations, and they can contact these vendors and see if those regulations will integrate with them. But yes, it is a citywide contract. And like I said, again, there is a cap on everything as far as the exceedances go.
Any more discussion?
I just have one comment.
Casey.
I've read, I don't know how many RFPs in the years that I've been on the council and as a teacher and superintendent and everything. And I just want to say that these were the best written and easiest to understand and find information in that I have ever read. And I just want to say thank you to all of these entities that put in such a nicely planned and executed RFP. So I thought that was kind of neat. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I started these templates back when I started with project management 5 years ago, and I've been building on them every year, and now I got a new project manager, so I just passed them off to him. So now he's building off of those, and we just got the new procurement, so I just gave him off to her, so I'm hoping that it'll be a lot easier process in the future from what I remember.
Yes, it is. I appreciated it very much.
No problem.
More discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Counselor Olivari? Yes. Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Montoya. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
guys.
Thank you.
Moving on to business item number 3, selection of a project to be budgeted and constructed in fiscal year 25-26. We have our Public Works Director, Mr. Arnold Lopez.
Mayor and council, so if you all recall, at the last meeting, we discussed, usage of $1 million to go to a project or projects. So I'm coming to you today with some recommendations that we recommend for consideration, to utilize this funding on some improvements. So the first one would be Hot Springs Boulevard, Phase 3, and it's from Mora Street to Bernalillo Street. That area there has been designed and is basically shovel-ready, per se. So we have that one, and that would, be the next phase and get us closer to the plaza area. And our plans are to apply for that next portion through our CD BG grant application. So hopefully we'll be successful and get that as well. And then the next one is the Grassy Storm Drainage. That is that contract that the city, or agreement that the city entered, and I think it was in 1994, to provide that drainage system through that private property, which is the city never accomplished. So we're still liable for that. And then the next one is Keene Street and Socorro Street, and that would be a reconstruction to include curb and gutter and possibly sidewalk, depending if funding, permits that. And then the next one would be city street sidewalk improvements. And these sidewalk improvements would total out to be $1 million worth of sidewalks, but we'll have to include like ADA compliant curb and ramps at the intersections, of course, to be in compliant with our ADA transitional plan. But those are some recommendations.
So, Mr. Lopez,
Time for questions?
just to be clear, out of the different projects you listed here, all of them, can they get done within the $1 million, or are we, of course, Hot Springs, I know there's a separate phase, but just to be clear that you're asking, I know the discussion was, would it be best $1 million towards one project and get it completed? So are these projects within that?
So Hot Springs, we'll start off with Hot Springs. So that would be for the next phase. It won't complete it all the way to Bridge, and actually the plaza area, but it would be another phase of it, so get us that much closer with that improvement. The storm drain on the Grassy project would probably come in under that amount. Keene Street and Socorro, we should be able to build it all for the $1 million. It's not a very long street, it's a short block, and actually both of them are short blocks. So I would say that we should be able to accomplish that. And then the sidewalks, whenever you start including, because we're gonna have to redo some curb there and some patching on the asphalt, and then also the ramps, to comply with ADA. But we could do a lot of improvement on sidewalks with $1 million within, say, 7th and 8th Street or 6th and 5th, whatever, mayor and council would like us to do. But that's a lot of sidewalk for $1 million.
And then I know it's also listed here in the beginning that I know Mr. Madrid wanted to make sure that we announce this, is that the selection of this project will be budgeted and constructed in fiscal year 25-26. Is that still correct? Okay, because there's no way this stuff will be done this
Yeah,
fiscal year, so.
Right, correct, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, if we, like, so the Grassy Storm Drain project right now is not quite shovel-ready, but it is already being engineered. So that one, depending when we reach 100%, and he's close to that already, actually, so we could pretty much say that it's almost gonna be shovel-ready, but there's no way that we would construct it, before the end of the fiscal year.
Mr. Mayor.
Counselors?
Mr. Mayor, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lopez. You do have the streets that I consider myself very lucky because all these streets need work, especially King Street because it's right there by Rodriguez. Usually we got a lot of rainstorms that come through there and they flood everything in that area, and
The residents are very happy of what we're doing, what the council is doing, the mayor and city staff. I want to just commend you for that and thank you for working on those streets, looking at that area that needs a little bit of help, and all the city needs help, but we know we try and do little by little, but I want to thank you.
Yes, if I might state on that too, so that would include, of course, the drainage. So there's a possibility that we might have to not relocate, but maybe lower some of the utilities. Once if this is selected, we'll have to get into with the other departments and see if there's any conflicts, because that street will have to be lowered a little bit in order to create that positive drainage.
I think me and you have taken a look at it. I don't know about the mayor, but we've taken a look at it, and it's a lot of dirt work done, and because it's got to be lowered, because it's a real bad area, but I say, we got that many streets, and you're working hard on it, and people are looking at that. People are watching what we're doing, and it's improving our things that we do for the city, and it's all of us that work for the city, and staff, and the mayor, the councilman, and whoever's working for it. It's really nice to look that we are doing something, and people are looking at it, and people are happy about that. So I want to thank you.
So councilors, just again, this is the moment for us to, or you guys all, and I don't get unless it's a tie, which I doubt, but come up with one project, and we'll move forward with it. So I think they're all important. To me, the liability, I know there's other roads, but I know the grassy one is probably concerning. I don't know how we'd get future funding for that. The other ones, I don't know. It's just the liability and us getting that in a timely manner before something happens legally, that's kind of a concern, but I'll leave it at that. Councilman Montoya?
Can I just ask real quick, where is the grassy, what does that, which area of town is that in?
So it lays actually connecting from 8th Street on over to Old National.
Okay. I think that's supposed to be spelled I-E instead of with a Y.
Possibly. Thank you for that.
That's what threw me off.
No, it's
Yeah.
the last name. That's
Yeah.
the last name, so that's the way he spells his last name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it is with a Y, huh?
It's with a Y?
Yeah.
That project's not tied into the one on 8th Street?
Well, it's all gonna work together, so we're planning to put some drop inlets right on 8th Street, right on Allison, and catch that storm water and start harnessing it there and put it into a pipe system that will actually tie into a storm drain that is existing on Old National. And then that's the one that actually drops into our drainage there by Robertson.
So can Hot Springs and the grassy storm drain be done with this money?
No, sir.
No, just one,
Just
the
one.
other.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
thinking
you
the
know-
grassy one would probably come in probably 500 to 600,000 probably with
know-
the drop inlets. And again, we're not 100% designed, but I'd say it's probably gonna be up there, 600 probably.
Well, my comments are this, I want to thank Mayor and Council for supporting this item to begin with. I mean, this is something, a little bit of a monumental time for Las Vegas because, this administration has spent more money on roads and sidewalk improvements than any other administration in the last 4 years. And I can go back 20, 30 years. I'll tell you that the assistance from the New Mexico DOT has helped us out big time. But to me, Hot Springs Boulevard is a pretty highly traveled road. And we have activities that go on there for the fiestas, the 5K run, the 10K run. You go through there now and it's a disaster, part of it anyway, half of it, what we haven't done. I would be willing to support Hot Springs Boulevard project, but again, come November, December, if anyone stays here on this council, I remind them that the industrial park, Commerce Street, and other streets also need to be paid attention to because those people have waited a long time too. But this is the heart of Las Vegas over here and Hot Springs, and I think, I would give my support towards Hot Springs Boulevard.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor.
Mr. Mayor, so going back a little bit, this $1 million is, it puts each one of our councilmen and Councilor Casey as well, that 250,000 apiece to provide for the project. Am I going back and saying this correct? Or no?
This is different.
Or this is just the $1 million that we have?
Yeah, this was $1 million. I know Councilman Montoya had brought forth, and just, I know he had originally planned and tried to separate it, but I think in discussion, it was better to do one big project than smaller.
Okay.
So that's where these projects, if you remember the last meeting, where
Okay.
I think we were all supposed, or you guys were all supposed to give the city manager a project, but I don't, in last speaking with him, there was nobody that had called in, had submitted anything, so that's where Arnold came up with the list.
The 250 councillor that you're talking about, we still have those in each ward. This
Okay,
is separate.
yeah. Okay,
This
I
is the
just,
one
yeah,
that
I wanted to be sure it wasn't the same monies.
No.
Number one.
Yeah.
But again,
this is-
I do support the Hot Springs Boulevard project. I know that the bridge that's there, that's an old bridge that was built back during World War II, I think, right?
It was when the prisoners were here.
What was,
today.
It was what-
I can't remember the name or how they say it, WPA or whatever, I don't know what it was, that built that bridge that crosses there. So if it's a phase that we could take from the existing project and take it at least to the bridge, I don't know if that would be enough or sufficient dollars to be able to do that. Again, this project wouldn't start till next year, correct?
Well, it's shovel-ready, basically, so we can, go out for advertisement and bid, and depending if a contractor is available, they're busy now, you know, it's their busy time of year and they're already scheduled. But potentially, we might not hit construction till early spring. Yeah, because you figure we're already gonna be June, you know,
Right,
and
depending
basically.
on how quick we can make a decision and move forward with something, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
so if we make a decision on that, we'll ask for a task order from the engineer that already has the design ready. And then, once we get their task order, we get a PO, and then we, ask him to go into, bid, advertisement and bid immediately. And then again, you know, it's hard to say, but realistically, you're looking bid and award and then approval from mayor and council to enter into contract, 2 months. So that would put us already like in August, so getting close to winter.
No, I strongly support the same. Our community it needs work everywhere. But we're showing the community that some of that work's getting taken care of already today. You know, New University, Creston, some of the other projects within the town. Of course, you've done the big project out there that intercepts the waterways that were coming through, Palo Verde and all that area there. So we're showing a lot of improvement already. But I would definitely support, myself, making sure that one project would be Hot Springs. Just a very big main artery for our community, and I think it's a good thing for our plaza area to make sure that we take care of it. So, that's my support on that, definitely.
Mayor and council, just some information. Today we had our big meeting with NERPO, Northeastern Regional Transportation Project Organization, where we presented our projects, our project requests for this year's funding source from DOT, TPF. And so the project that we presented is Commerce Street. So hopefully we're successful, but we won't know till it goes to their commission and stuff, but.
Okay. Travis, I don't know if you had to add to some of this?
Yeah, that was just, based on the last discussion, you guys wanted to do that project on Parkview, but Arnold said it wasn't part of the fee because of some regulation with the funding. Just to give you an update, we have that project set up for starting now in the June. So Parkview will be completed as far as it goes.
Great.
All right. So councilors, any more discussion? If not, you guys just, one of you make a motion on one of these projects and
Mr.
we'll.
Mayor.
Councilor?
I'll make a motion. This is this is good for this council and this mayor, and it shows the people of Las Vegas that we care about them and that we want to fix our streets and continue doing that. So I'll make a motion to approve $1 million to improvements on Hot Springs Boulevard on Phase 2.
Motion by Councilor Montoya, second by Councilman Martinez. Discussion, seeing none, roll call.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Montoya, second by Counselor Martinez. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
The residents on Hot Springs, when this gets done, I promise it'll be a little faster than it has in previous years.
Yeah, right. Okay, thanks again.
Mr. Mayor, just to mention, all of the projects are important to the council and to, to yourself, the mayor, and the council, of course. And we need to find angles or avenues to be able to fund the rest. All of them have their purpose, their need for dollars to be put into those areas to make them successful. So we just need to make sure that we continue to, not to put those aside, but to make sure that we can think about those in the near future. Thank you.
And also, councilors, you guys, before Morris sweeps it, make sure you get your, work with the managers and get your projects and spend that $250,000. If not, I think they'll sweep it on you and put in next year's budget, so. Make sure you guys get with staff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, moving on to our next item, item number 4, update on the after-action review investigation of the February water incident. We have Ms. Stevie Nichols with Ortiz and Zamora Attorneys at Law, LLC. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yes. Oh, good.
Before we start, welcome Stevie. I just want to let the governing body here know, as you're aware, the city manager last month said that he would have an update to this governing body. I made sure of that. I did, reach out to Stevie and see, if she can give us an update. I know that she ran into some roadblocks, but I think it's important that the community know that it hasn't fallen on deaf ears. Things are still getting worked on. So Ms. Nichols, do you go ahead and give the community an update?
Thank you, Mayor. That's exactly what I wanted to say to you all as well. So thank you for inviting me to join you this evening. I have spoken with a few of you, so it's good to see your faces and to put the names with those faces, and now you can put my face with my name. So as the mayor said, our firm is conducting what we're calling an after-action review, and it's essentially an investigation of the February water incident in the city of Las Vegas. And we've been retained to provide an objective outside analysis from a risk management perspective. So we're interviewing city employees and contractors. And our initial list that we got was about 16 people that we were to interview, and I've made it through 9 of those. And then along the way, I've picked up a few more. It's like I talk to someone and they say, oh, you need to talk to this person. So we have about 18 total on the list, and I've gotten through 9. But essentially, we're just analyzing the factors that contributed to the boil water advisory that was issued in February and March. And what else can I tell you? Oh, I anticipate that we'll finish the rest of those interviews. I anticipate we'll finish the interviews within the week, and that I'll have that analysis and after action review to you within the next 2 weeks. So I would say that week of Memorial Day. At this time, just because I'm still conducting the interviews, I can't give you any answers as to whether we have any recommendation for the administration on how to move forward or for any sort of action. But we will continue with those interviews. They are confidential until we have our report and our analysis to give you. And that's all I have for today. Any questions?
So that will be on our, Mr. Mayor, that will be on our June agenda then, the first week.
So I guess
We've been
Stevie,
waiting a long time for this.
Yeah, and I guess
so
that's-
I think we're all anxious too.
that'll work for us, absolutely. Just for your next council meeting, that we can give a report then.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think, just from the community vibe, they feel that, I know we did promise an action review as to what happened, what might have been the causes. Again, we're not trying to blame anything, but I think it's more importantly to prevent what happened. And I know you're doing your investigations, but I'm convinced that, we need to get to the bottom of it because our community is starting to feel that we have ignored what happened. And I think they need to be assured that, whatever has come out, that, we're addressing the needs of what took place that day. So councilors, I don't know, Councilman Montoya?
Yeah, Ms. Nichols, will you be here present to give the end results?
Yes, yes, and I imagine if it's me, it may be one of my colleagues joining me, but I've been driving the interviews, and once we got momentum and we got some backing, it was in the transition of the city manager leaving, but he left us with great instructions, and then that sort of set us on the path to meet with people. So the meetings are going much more quickly and smoothly now that we've got the ball rolling.
So you will be present to give the final results?
Are you asking if I will be?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Let me ask, we no longer have our city manager, but was he interviewed?
He's on the list to be interviewed.
Oh, to be interviewed, okay.
Yes, and he said that he would avail himself.
Just kind of curious how deep you went on your investigation. Okay. Look forward to seeing you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilors?
I don't have anything to say.
Thank you. Thank you, CB. We'll be in touch.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, that concludes our business items. Moving on to executive session.
Councilors?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we move into executive session in accordance with New Mexico Open Meetings Act, NMSA 1978, Section 10-15-1H2, limited personnel matters. Discussion of hiring, promotion, demotion, dismissal, assignment, or reassignment of, or the investigation or consideration of complaints or charges against any individual public employee, discussion on appointing a city manager, and discussion on investigation of a former utility employee.
We have a motion by Councilman Casey, second by Councilman Martinez. Roll call.
Counselor Olivari? Yes. Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Martinez. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Motion to return to regular session?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we return to regular session after having been in executive session in accordance with New Mexico Open Meetings Act, NMSA 1978, Section 10-15-1H2, limited personnel matters, discussion on hiring, promotion, demotion, dismissal, assignment, or resignation of, or the investigation or consideration of complaints or charges against any individual public employee, discussion on appointing the city manager, and discussion on investigation of a former utility employee. No votes were taken in executive session.
Second.
A motion by Counselor Casey, second by Councilman Martinez. Roll call.
Counselor Olivari? Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Martinez. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor?
Counselor Casey.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion to waive the charter rule, section 5.01, city manager appointment and general provisions. Reads, the mayor shall provide a list of not less than 2 qualified candidates for the position of city manager for the council to review. The council shall select a city manager from the 2 candidates provided by the mayor. The governing body shall enter into the contract with the city manager, which shall establish, among other matters, compensation, benefits, duties, and responsibilities. The waiver is necessary because we have only 1 candidate to present, and we would like to move forward on that.
A motion by Counselor Casey to waive the rules,
Second.
second by Counselor Martinez. Roll call.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Martinez. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I request approval to appoint Robert A. Anaya for the position of city manager.
A motion by Counselor Casey. Do I have a second?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Montoya.
Councilor Casey, that would be from June 2nd through of 25 to June 30th of 26,
Yes, that's correct.
and that would be at a salary?
The salary, I'll be bringing the contract for approval next week, next month.
Alrighty. Thank you all. The question remains.
Second.
Need a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Martinez. Roll call.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Martinez. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Mayor Romero, Councilman Ulibarri, Councilman Montoya, Councilwoman Casey, Councilor Martinez. I appreciate the confidence and the opportunity that you've given me to come and work for the city of Las Vegas, the Meadow City that I live in and am a resident of. I look forward to working with all of you to move forward the objectives, the policies, the procedures, and the work that you as the mayor and each one of you as council members have put forward. I look forward to working with the individuals behind me, on the side of me, all around me, within the city, and within the community to help advance, learn from all of you, including the staff, including the community, to make it better. And so thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Anaya. And I just want to say, we have a good staff, we have a good team. Yes, you're coming into a time that, we're dealing with so many issues, pressing issues, but I think the team that we have here, I'll be the first to say we have a darn good team. And I think now, and I'm very appreciative to the governing body, under the circumstances that we're in, waiving the rules, but it's especially necessary at this time because we need to keep moving forward. We can't have a lapse in leadership. We can't stop the momentum because we have a lot to do. And Mr. Anaya, thank you for even willing to do this in the span of time that we have and the unknowns of possibly us not even being here. I think that says a lot of you wanting to serve this community, so thank you. Councilors?
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Anaya, thanks a lot for considering what you've done to us. It's been a long journey. It's always been a long journey for me, so I just want to thank you and have that good consideration, looking at what we need to get done. There's a lot of things on your shoulders, but we expect you to do the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor.
Councilor Casey?
Thank you. Mr. Naya, I met you briefly the last election cycle, and then I had the pleasure of working with you on the committee to select the president of Highlands. And I was very impressed with your integrity and your commitment to serving in that position. And I was impressed with your thinking and your questions that you asked the people who were interviewed for that position. And so I know that whatever job you're going to be doing here will be just as excellent as the job that you did in selecting a president for Highlands. And so I want to thank you for applying, being brave enough to apply, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
Very much, Councilwoman. God bless you.
Mr. Mayor, first of all, I just want to start by saying that we suspended the rules because this is for the publics that are viewing at their homes or on telephone or on video. We suspended the rules because the city charter does say that the mayor has to bring 2 names to us for selection. But we suspended them because the mayor did made a good effort on bringing other names. And this late in the ballgame, I mean, 7 months is not a lot of time for somebody to quit their jobs and their career and so forth to come work for us. So we really appreciate you putting in the application and showing interest. You have worked for the city of Las Vegas before. You're familiar with the city of Las Vegas. You're a resident of the city of Las Vegas. You've been in politics before. You've been in boards before. You bring a lot of knowledge and experience to the table. I just feel like even though you're the one person, you are fully highly qualified for this position. And I think the best qualification that you have is being a people person. You understand people, you have patience for people, you want things done, and so forth. So I appreciate that, and I hope that you'll supersede our mayor and council's board come November and so forth. But welcome to your own city. You got the keys. Let's get to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor.
Mr. Anaya, I just want to say that you're a very highly respected human being, respected in our community, respected in the community of Highlands University, respected within the state of New Mexico, including your original hometown. And you've got this very high level of, working relationships with and good working partnerships and resources that could benefit our community. So I do really appreciate the fact that you gave this tons of consideration and that we can sit here today and look forward to a new start. And I appreciate that very much. Thank you and good luck with this position moving forward as well.
Thank you, Counselor. To the mayor and all the council, let's get to work. I do want to say publicly that I appreciated the dialogue and the discussion, and I appreciated President Wolf and Tisha Wolf. He said, I'm gonna go over there, and I said, well, they're busy, and he had a lot going on, but I wanted to publicly thank him for stopping by as well. But let's get to work.
Thank you. And just for the record, again, of course, Mr. Anaya has some other commitments and can't join us for another month. So Mr. Marquez and, well, both Marquezes, you guys will be working closely, in a transition, as Mr. Anaya will make himself available. We'll work that out and, so you guys have a smooth transition as we move forward. All right.
Mr.
Thank
Mayor, I didn't know if we are going to hire somebody or not, but I want to thank Chief, and I want to thank Mr. Marquez for taking on board on extra duties. I mean, this gentleman stepped up to the plate when we were in most in need. And I know, Chief, you've stepped up to the plate since we hired you. But I thank you, and I appreciate you for the work effort that you guys have put it forth and for keeping us alive and keep us surviving above water and so forth. And we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, motion to adjourn. A motion by Councilman Martinez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Casey. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.